So we're using an unordered list here. There are other kinds of lists. There's an ordered list, right? An OL instead of a UL. And there's another kind that I think I mentioned very briefly yesterday. A DL, which is a description list. It used to be called a definition list. It's called description list now. Description list. Let's look it up. We've already got MDN open here, Mozilla developer.mozilla.org. And let's just search for definition list. I'm sorry, not called that anymore. Description list. DL, the description list element. The HTML DL element represents a description list. The element encloses a list of groups of terms specified using the DT element, DT for term, and descriptions provided by DD, D for description. Common uses for this element are to implement a glossary or to display metadata, like a list of key value pairs. That's what we're doing. So our DTs would be name, age, favorite color. And our DDs, our descriptions, would be the actual name, the actual age, and our div with the color in it. Look at an example. So we have a DL, and inside there we have a DT, that's the term, Firefox, and the description, a free open source cross-platform graphical web browser developed by the Mozilla Corporation and hundreds of volunteers. We could do that. If you've got more than one of those, let's see here. Term description, term description, term description, etc. So semantically, in terms of structure, this might make a little more sense. It's going to be pretty ugly by default, but how about we do that? And even though it doesn't show it this way, I'm going to go ahead and wrap each pair of DT and DD in an LI because it's going to make it easier to make this change in our code. Okay? Let's give it a shot. First of all, we want a DL instead of a UL. Oh man, that sounds hard. How can I change it? Oh, this is going to take the rest of the day. This is going to take the rest of the week. What do I change? How about I change that U to a D? Oh, I'm exhausted now. Class is canceled. No, it's not. Don't leave. All right, so the list items are probably going to be a little more complicated than that. But not too hard. So the DT should be the label, and the DD is the value, right? Term and description. So instead of just modifying the text content of the item directly, we'll create a new element. Call it term, document.createElement, DT, T for term. And then we'll set the text content of that term to, I'm going to leave the colon out this time, just the label. Because now that it's in a separate element from the value, we can style it however we want. And then instead of appending the value to the item directly, we'll make a new element. We'll call it description. And that will be a DD element. And then we will attempt to append the value to that description element. Failing that, we will append the value to the text content of the description. And then before we return that item, don't forget to append the term and the description. So we build a DT element. We put the label inside the text content of that element. We build a description element, DD. We try to stick the value in there as a child. Failing that, we append the value to the text content of the description. And then we make sure that both the term and the description are inside our LI. then we return the li. Yeah. Yep, I mistyped that. Thank you. What would have happened? Let's try it. Let's get the error. Let's troubleshoot it. Tappity tappity. Reference error. Items is not defined. Line 26. Don't panic. Let's look at line 26. Let's look for where it says items, and let's realize that whatever that is, it's not what I thought it was. It's undefined. So this is undefined. So I can pretty quickly see, oh yeah, that's not what the variable's called. Very good. Kind of hideous with those bullets there. But structurally, it's what we were looking for. Let's inspect this. So we've got an li with a dt and a dd. It'd be all right if it weren't for those bullets. The bullets are there because of the li, which we only put there because it kind of makes our lives easier. If we'd put a div in there or something, we wouldn't get the bullets and it might look okay. But we'll work around it. We'll style it. So yeah, we just made it uglier. But we kind of improved the structure in a way. And we can always change the appearance. The point is now the term and the description are in two different fields, so we can style them however we want. Cool. So use a description list. Don't forget to push. Questions? All right.